guys, so today I'm going to do a warm brown and green eye, and I'm going to use one of the new ColourPop lipsticks that I showed you in my haul the other day. I'm going to go with the pale nude one, which is called Skimpy. Yeah, Skimpy. It's a warm pale nude lip, so we'll try it. We'll see how it goes. And so green is a color that I don't really do a lot of in my makeup, and the last time that I did use a green, it was a cool green, sort of a blue green. Can't think of the color. It was some ColourPop eyeshadows off the top of my head. I can't think of the name of them. But anyways, today I'm going to go warm green with brown, and I'm going to use the Lorac Pro 2 palette, and that's what I'm going to use. But in order to save time, I did do some products already, just so this video won't be as long as some of my other videos have been lately. So let me just run down quickly what products I have used so far. So far I have used EOS Lip Balm, NYX Dark Circle Concealer in Light. Whoa! I dropped it. Then I used my NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation in Mont Blanc. Then I used Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Fair. Then I put a little bit of my Wet n Wild Fergie Mattifying Powder in Pedestal just to set the foundations. I don't use powder on my face anymore. Don't have to, because the NARS foundation is full coverage. Then I decided I would go ahead and do my brows, and tried something different today, and really happy with the way this turned out. I started off with the e.l.f. eyebrow kit in Ash, ran a little bit of that through my brows with the little brush that comes with it. Then I took a Milani Easybrow in Natural Taupe and ran that through, and then used the spoolie to blend everything together. And what I feel like I got was a combination of cool and warm tones to match my crazy cool and warm toned hair that I've got going on. You know, this is starting to grow on me though, because I can see cool and warm in here, and it just looks like very highlighted to me. But anyways, I wanted to try to match the warm and cool tones in my hair to my brows, so those are the products I used. Okay, so let's take it from there. The next thing I'm going to do is blush. Today I'm going to use Tarte Exposed, which is just a very nice natural flush of color. I love this brush. You guys saw that I included it in my top 6 blushes of all time video. So let's see. I'm going to use my Real Techniques Bold Metals Collection number 300 brush to apply that. So let's just dab a little bit of that on. And I'm not going to use a lot of this. And I chose this blush because it is a nice natural color. Because one of the colors I'm going to use for my eyes is pretty bold. So whenever I have anything bold on my face, I try to tone down everything else to compensate, so that I don't have anything crazy going on in multiple areas at the same time. It's all about balance, trying to balance out what you've got going on with your makeup colors. Okay, so that just looks like a little flush of color. You can't even really tell that I have blush on. Next I'm going to use, next I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Foundation Stick in Pure Beige. This is 4 shades up from what I would normally use, and I just do a contour, face contour base, and I just go like that and just draw streaks on my face. And then when I get to my bronzer, I use bronzer right over that and blend it in with my blush. This is NARS Laguna bronzer, which has gold shimmer in it, but once you apply it, you really can't see that on your face. I'm going to use my Zoeva 104 buffer brush with that. And I like to start at the hairline and just buff that right in. Okay, so next I'm just going to go right over those streaks that I made in my face. Then I'm going to go right along the jawline. Then I'm going to buff some product down my neck to blend everything together. And then I'm going to buff some color just randomly on my chest area, along my shoulder blades, because I don't want any stark white areas. I want everything to look like it blends together. And I'm going to even brush a little bit on my ears, because how crazy would that be if my ears were super white and the rest of me had all makeup on it. Okay. I like to go back at the end and look for the glowing white spots. Okay, hopefully everything is blended together well. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is highlight. I forgot to put highlight on, I think, in my last couple of videos. I'm going to use an e.l.f. fan brush that looks like this. This is from their studio line, and I'm going to use an e.l.f. highlighter. This is a baked highlighter in Moonlight. So I just kind of dust my fan brush across the top of that, and then just dust that right across the top of my cheekbones. Just like that. Yeah, I don't know, you know, I'm constantly reorganizing my makeup, and for whatever reason, I had put all my highlighters away in this one spot, and because I didn't have any, like, right in my immediate vicinity, I wasn't using it, but I definitely like a highlighter on the top of the cheekbones. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a colored base. I'm going to use Milani Shadow Eyes 12-Hour Wear Eyeshadow in Champagne Toast. And this is just a nice creamy stick eyeshadow in champagne, and I'm going to put some of that right on my finger and just pop that right on my eyelids and blend that into the crease. So by putting it on my finger like that, I'm sort of melting the product so that it will blend more easily. If you don't like to use your fingers, you can absolutely use a brush. I feel like the more time that goes by, the more I'm using my fingers. And I don't know, you know, whatever you feel comfortable with or whatever works for you, then do it. I feel like I have to work less harder when I use my fingers. Okay, so that's what we're going to use for our colored base today, and now I'm going to go in with the Lorac Pro 2 palette. And I just stuck my thumb right in an eyeshadow. I'm going to use the shade Buff in the corner here. It's sort of a yellowy beige color. And I'm going to use that as my brow bone highlight with my finger. Then I'm going to use the shade Rosé, which is this shade right here. And it is a light warm brown, I would say. And I'm going to use my finger again. I'm going to put that on the lids. Then I'm going to take the color Beige, which is just a shimmery beige, and I'm going to take a Real Techniques accent brush and I'm going to pop that in the inner corners. Okay. Next I'm going to take a Real Techniques Bold Metals Collection brush in number 201. This is their crease brush. And I'm going to use the color Jade. And it's a warm green. And you know, I was thinking about the name of this, and when I think of Jade, this is not what I picture in my mind. So I don't know about that color description by Lorac, but it's their palette, so they can call it what they want. But yeah, I'm going to use this warm, very warm, pretty deep green. And I'm going to very carefully place my brush in that color, because this is extremely pigmented and extremely dark. See that? So I'm going to very carefully start by placing that in the outer crease and just kind of dab it. I'm not going to really blend it just yet. I'm going to just dab it in that outside corner and work my way back. Okay, now I'm going to switch off to a Real Techniques base shadow brush, and I'm going to blend that a little bit. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an e.l.f. crease brush, looks like that, and I'm going to blend out the edges. Like that. Okay, let's do the same thing to the other side. Then switch to the base shadow brush. And then the C brush. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a e.l.f. concealer brush, and I actually have two of these. I have one that I use to blend my concealer, and then I have another one that I use as an eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of this light brown shade right here. You know what? I think I'm going to change my mind. I think I'm going to use Nectar. So I'm going to put a little bit of Nectar on my brush, and I'm going to go as a transition shade. So right in between the brow bone highlight and the crease shade. Kind of wish I had put that down first, actually. Okay, before I go any further, this is looking a little powdery. So I'm going to use a little bit of MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going to show you a trick that I do sometimes. If your eyeshadow looks a little powdery, even though you've blended it out really well, some people just spray this right on their eyes. I find that when I open my eyes, if I do that, it stings. So what I like to do is I like to take, camera just shut off as usual. What I was saying is I like to take that brush that I just used for the transition shade, spray a little bit of MAC Fix Plus on it, and then I like to use it over the area that looks a little powdery. Instead of spraying it on my face and having it sting my eyes, I just want to take down the powderiness by putting this on the area that looks powdery, which is that crease area, and then to a certain extent the lid area too. Just kind of dab it across the top there. And that is just gonna merge everything together and make it look a little less powdery. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a Rite Aid Renewal brush, which they don't make these anymore, unfortunately. They're really nice brushes, but this is just like a flat liner brush. And I'm gonna take some of that Jade color and bring it down right on the lower lash line. Wow, this is such a potent color. I don't think I've ever used it before. Okay, that's actually, it's so potent that I'm gonna have to take some of that away. I gotta go find my Q-tips, hold on. Okay, so I just went and got some Q-tips, and I'm going to just take some of that away. And when I went to find the Q-tips, I just put a little bit of water on this, because brushing it with a dry Q-tip isn't gonna feel too nice. So I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit. Then I'm gonna take Wet n Wild Color Icon Kohl eyeliner in Calling Your Buff, and I'm gonna put that on the waterline. Just to brighten that up a little. Then I'm going to take Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and put that on the top lashes. I almost said lids. Oh, I forgot to do eyeliner on the tight line. We can do it after. Actually, before I put the mascara on my top lashes on the other side, let's get that eyeliner on there. I'm going to use Maybelline Master Kajal Cream Kohl Eyeliner in Midnight Brown on the tight line. Okay, now go back to doing the mascara. So we have multiple shades of brown now. A beige, a peach, a green. But those colors all complement each other and they're all warm. I said it before and I'll say it again. You really don't know how a look is going to turn out until you put your eyeliner and your mascara on at the end. I saw a picture the other day online. I think it was on Pinterest or something, and it was the craziest looking eyeshadow look. But once, you know, it was like in pictures, they showed the eyeshadow application and then the eyeliner and then the mascara, and wow, it looked so nice when they were done, but sometimes things look really crazy before you get that eyeliner and mascara on. And I like the way this is coming together, but I was a little worried there for a while. So on the bottom lashes, I'm using Wet n Wild Max Volume Plus Mascara, because I can't use that Too Faced Better Than Sex brush on my bottom lashes. It just goes all over the place. I can get way more control with this. But this is getting a little dry, so it's actually perfect for the bottom lashes right now, because it's not wet enough anymore to use it on the top lashes. I have another tube of this waiting to be open that's new, still in the package. Okay. So let's see, do we have any additional blending that needs to be done? It looks pretty blended to me. Right along here. Could probably use some cleaning up there. Just take the other end of that Q-tip and blend along the edge there. Okay, now I'm going to use the new ColourPop Skimpy lipstick that I showed you in that video the other day. Let's start with the Skimpy lip pencil. I don't know about this, you guys. I don't know. This is about as warm as it gets for a nude. And should I fill it in? Yeah, I think I better fill in my lips with this pencil. In theory, this should look great with this eye, but I don't know, warm lips are sometimes difficult to pull off. Not bad, actually. I think with this choice of eye colors, I think it looks okay. It seems to, like I said, it goes together. Alright, let me go do something with my hair and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's my brown and green eye, and I did throw a little bit of peach and beige in there, more or less. But it's a very warm eye look with a very light nude warm lip, and I like it. I like the way it turned out. Boy, I'll tell you, that if you have the Lorac Pro 2 palette and you have not used this Jade color, use extreme caution. It is so pigmented. I can't believe all the extra steps that I had to use in order to compensate for the fact that it is so pigmented. So that's it for today, you guys, and thanks for watching. Bye.